Wir kommen zum World Masters Champion aus dem Jahre 2004. Ein Mann, der in so vielen großen Finals stand, unter anderem auch in 2 BDO-WM-Finals. Er ist aktuell die Nummer 21 der Welt. Die Rede ist vom König, the King, Mervyn King.
Oh, hail. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king in red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin and it tasted good.
Mervyn King tritt an gegen die Nummer 13 der Welt, ein sehr erfolgreicher Pro-Tour-Spieler, hat 8 Pro-Tour-Turniere bei der PDC gewinnen können, stand auch in einem European Tour-Finale. Aus Stoke-on-Trent, Ian Diamond White.
Yeah, they were dancing and singing and moving to the moving till you die. Yeah. I tried to understand.
The number 8 seed, Ian Diamond White, doing the dab as he prepares to take on Mervyn King, who took out the number 9 seed, Kim Huybrechts, yesterday afternoon in the second round. And the winner of this will play Michael van Gerwen, who looked in superb form first up with that 6-2 win over Adam. Joining commentary for this one by Dan Dawson. Good afternoon, Dan.
Yeah, good afternoon. Final day of the Happy Bet German Darts Open. Where was Ian White when we needed him earlier on for the introduction of Dabcam? Just widespread apathy and confusion in the Saarland Halle for that one.
Yes, they panned the camera around on the big screens for a new addition called the Dabcam, but it's not quite widespread, the knowledge of it in Germany, it seems. There was some confusion among those who caught on camera.
Yeah, there weren't many dabs hit over the... is it just a lot of confused Germans? There we see, they've got the hang of it.
We needed the walk-on girls to do a demonstration, I think, first up before they pan the camera around the stage, around the crowd.
I'm sure it'll catch on. Ian White steadfastly sticking with the dab.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Mervyn to throw first. Game on!
So the King versus the Diamond for a place in the quarterfinals of the Happy Bet German Darts Open. Because, as always on the final day of action in these Euro Tour events, everything is done as per the draw bracket.
37.
The winner of our first game, that's Michael van Gerwen, will play the winner of our second game, this one, in the quarterfinals. And it goes all the way through the card like that. So next game, Whitlock versus Rob Cross. Winner of that plays Benito van der Pas and Joe Cullen. Those two squaring off. And that's the top half of the draw done.
Let's see if, no, not quite, just below the treble. So switching from Mervyn King there. Ian White, one of the best averages of the day yesterday, 103.1, beating Warwick Scheffer of South Africa 6-3. 75% on his doubles. He'll be impressed with that stat, will Ian White.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from the Diamond. We know he's got that in his locker. Can he do it game after game after game and go on and claim his first Euro Tour title? He's ranked in the top 16 in the world. There's only 3 guys in the top 16 who haven't claimed one of these titles. And all 3 of them are in action this afternoon. Ian White, one of them. Benito van der Pas, another. As I said, he's got Joe Cullen in this half of the draw, but a different quarter. And the only other guy is Jelle Klaassen, who's made a couple of Euro Tour finals, including the one last week in Jena.
137. Ian require 164.
Well, it'd be for a break of throw. Treble 20, treble 18, or 2 treble 19s. And he's gone the traditional route, but unable to find it, and nothing traditional about that.
39. Mervyn require.
So does Mervyn go straight for the double 19, or
has to be
like
6?
He's going to split it. Yep.
Mervyn, a man who leaves double 16 at every available opportunity.
Game sharp.
Because he hits it more often than not.
Mervyn King, second leg, Ian to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, you mentioned Ian White's European Tour record. He did reach a final back in 2012 in Vienna.
123.
That was the closest he's come. That was the first season of the European Tour events as we know them now. And then that same year he hit a 9-darter in the German Masters.
30.
Yeah, he's won 8 PDC titles, Ian White, so he knows what it takes to go and win events. It's just that he's not done one on a big stage. All of them have been, oh, hang on, it's pointing in. Yeah, you claim it. Touching the ball.
140.
Yeah, you get 60 for that, Ian, no worries. Trick shots here in Saarbrücken.
Well, Rosberg had a good look at it, but
96.
if the point is touching the board, it counts.
Murmur around the crowd, and I think we're probably having the same
85.
discussion. Mervyn not really challenging in this leg, just allowing Ian White
93.
the opportunity to
Ian
level
White,
things up. He's going to get a
193.
couple of visits from here.
The crowd maybe just coming down from MVG's performance
97.
first up. Simon Whitlock up against Rob Cross next. That'll be a good game. Rob Cross impressing many people, the young Englishman. And Simon Whitlock
81.
always has a big following here in Germany.
56.
Yeah, fascinating tie that. I'm really looking forward to it. But this is an intriguing one in itself.
16.
Not the end of the world for Ian White. He's going to come back, and missing high means at least he gets more darts at double top. Mervyn's put in 2 very solid displays so far this weekend. Robbie Green in the first round, with the highest average of the first round of 97, won it in the deciding leg, and then saw off Kim Huybrechts 6-3 with a 96 average. So it's been
Game
pretty
shot,
good
the
from
second
Mervyn,
leg. Ian White, third leg, Mervyn the
and this
throw
could
first.
well
Game
be a
on.
closely contested game. However, I was astonished to see the head-to-head stats between these two, because Mervyn King,
57.
an established force in world darts and has been for decades.
Certainly has.
Multiple major finalists in the PDC, actually won major titles in the BDO. Euro Tour winner, of course, as well as Ian White. Fires in the first maximum.
18.
He and Ian White have played 6 times in the past. Ian has won 5 of them, and in the one he lost, he still took it to a deciding leg. So Ian White has never failed to take 5 legs off Mervyn King. All of them have been first to 6 encounters. The one time that Mervyn King did beat Ian White was on the European Tour. It was the Dutch Darts Masters 3 years ago. When Merv went on to make the final, he was beaten by Michael van Gerwen. But all the other times, Ian White has just been too good for Mervyn King. And I was absolutely astonished to see that.
Yeah.
'Cause
Impressive record.
You wouldn't have thought there's a great deal between them over their careers. Both of them have, Ian White has pushed up into the top 10 of the rankings. He's dropped away a little bit over the last year or so. But Mervyn King has been up and down, and Premier League player and all sorts, challenging. Ian White's never made a major semi-final. But he's got the darts to be able to do it. That is a second 180 in this leg, potentially 11 darter coming in. It could be the first breaker throw here. Mervyn King can ask the question.
100.
Probably needed
Going to
another one,
require
really.
84.
One treble may not be enough.
So for a break of throw, poised. Double 12 for Ian White. And he
Game
hits
shot
it.
on the third leg. Ian
So that's an
White.
11 darter.
Fourth leg, Ian to throw first. Game on.
And a 2-1 lead for the man from Stoke-on-Trent. That hotbed of Stoke-on-Trent.
58.
Obviously the home of Bill the Power Taylor, Adrian Jackpot Lewis, both world champions, Andy the Hammer Hamilton. Many more besides. But Mervyn King, stalwart of East Anglian darts, and there are plenty of good dart players from out there nowadays. Obviously Peter Wright. Darren Webster we've seen this weekend. And from Norwich.
100.
And the other thing about that record between these two is probably, given how many years the pair of them have been playing, is the fact that they've only met each other 6 times in all that
59.
in all that time.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me as well. And their first meeting was on the European Tour, in fact, in 2012, the Darts Masters there. Ian winning it, as he does most of their meetings, it appears.
134.
But yeah, they have been around for a long time, the pair of them. It is only the last few years where Ian White has really stepped up his game and become a real force in PDC darts. I mean, he won 3 titles last year, including one where he beat Michael. The most recent one was in August. He beat Michael Van Gerwen 6-0 in the final. Now, not many people do that. You've just seen MVG with an electrifying start to the afternoon's action.
Yeah, too right.
Doesn't have many off games.
125.
Ian White, having already taken out 84 in the third leg for a break and throw, took it out in 2
You
darts.
only require 84.
He's looking at it again to consolidate that break and open up a 2-leg advantage for the first time in the match. Ooh, 15 off. Yeah, 69. So he's going to have to look at the 19s. Single would leave a dart at the bullseye. And that's exactly what he's got. And that's exactly what he's hit. Ian White, an 84 checkout, doing it the hard way this time.
Game on.
Certainly looking on song, Ian White, this afternoon.
95.
Just giving Mervyn King a little bit to think about here.
Yeah, well, he's 3 out of 5 on his doubles. He was 75% in his doubles against Warwick Sheffer in the previous round. And it should be noted that Ian White, the 2 darts that he missed at double top in this game, that was when Mervyn King wasn't on a finish. So it's not as if those darts have really meant anything. Obviously, they drag the average down and it spoils your lovely record, but you know, they weren't ones that he needed to hit. And when we talk all the time in darts about hitting the right shot at the right time, sometimes you can miss, you can afford to miss. As long as you miss at those times and not for the really crucial ones, then you can get away with it.
96.
But he is averaging 103 right now, Ian White, which is what he was producing against Warwick Sheffer. And you see 102.8 as Mervyn fills it up. 180 number 2 for the King, and he's left himself an 80-odd checkout for an 11-darter.
Great side-on view of the treble 20 bed as Tungsten flies in.
86. $54.
Well, Merv will come back looking at his favourite double, and Ian White go out here, and there's not a great deal I can do to stop this happening. It's just a crushing sense of inevitability. There's the cross. Oh. Well, yeah.
Shot in the 5th leg.
And the third time of asking, Mervyn King reduces the arrears
Game on.
with those gnarled barrels that he has on his darts.
Yeah, he managed to continue using right the way through his opening 2 games of the tournament, rather than there's a couple of games we've seen on these live streaming boards, whether it be the Euro Tour or the Pro Tour, where Merv has just decided to switch his darts halfway through, or even right at the very end of the game, for reasons unknown. And not to venture too far into the psyche of Mervyn King, you may never get out. Let him do what he does.
Yes, the Players' Championship events live streamed on the PDC website, as well as the European Tour events. And yourself and Chris Murphy will be heading off to Wigan next weekend.
It's glamorous, isn't it?
125.
And then not long after that, the next European Tour event on the calendar. As Ian White looks to, well, couldn't quite get his third 180 of the match.
I thought he might have been tempted to move down to the 19s there. Single 19 would have left at 130.
137. You only require 129.
Now the 129 is easier than the 139. Adam Hunt owned up in the previous game. He was offered a 129, said actually it's a 139 I've got to take out. He was unable to do it. Well, unfortunately, single 7 is not going to help anybody. But that does. Well, 2 darts for the leg if he returns. Mervyn King looking at a big one. It could happen. Oh, treble 13 would have left tops. You can see Merv furious.
85.
Something. Is it himself? Is it the darts? Is it just gravity itself?
What a great chance for White to re-establish that 2-leg advantage. Looking at double 8. And hitting double 8
6th leg.
for 4-2.
Ian White, 7th leg, Mervyn to throw first. Game on.
Yes, the 5th of the 7th of May, the next European Tour event in Sindelfingen here in Germany. As Mervyn King fires in his third 180 of the match.
Yeah, Sindelfingen, the Glaspalast, one of, well, the only Euro Tour venue to which we've returned every single year since the inception of the European Tour as we know it. And look at this, Ian White. Oh, misses out on following Merv's 180 with one of his own. It was, of course, the scene of Mervyn King's Euro Tour triumph. And Mervyn King, oh, 5 perfect darts. The Merverts would have been out of their seats.
The whistles from the crowd baying for a perfect 9-darter.
We used to get them all the time on the European Tour, and then as soon as we started putting cameras on them, they dried up. Ross Smith in Gibraltar, many years ago, the last one we had on the Euro Tour.
90.
In 2012, Ian White hit one. I think we had 5 and 5 events.
Mad.
Oh, this is good. Ian White, for the second time in this game, Ian White has given himself a chance of an 11-darter to break the King throw. But Mervyn is going to get a dart, and it's at his favourite. 1 dart has to hit it, and he does hit it. And Mervyn King, when you are that devastating on one particular bed, it is a huge, huge thing to be able to rely upon that. 1 dart in your hand has to go. And it's kept him alive in this match because 5-2 down and Ian White thrown for a 6-2 win. I'm not sure he could have a great deal of hope of turning this around because Ian White is currently averaging 108 here. You thought MVG played well earlier on. This is better.
Yeah, superb stuff from Ian White. And a superb check out to hold his cool for that 106 to, as you say, keep him right in it here. He looks to fill it up again. And does so. His 4th maximum.
Yeah, and they've all come in the last 5 legs for Mervyn King. Is he making his move? Found himself 3-1 down. But he's given himself an enormous opportunity here to break back. And that 106 checkout. Cannot stress how big that was in the context of this game.
95.
And Mervyn has been playing like this for a significant chunk of this year. He's had a couple of quarterfinals, a couple of semi-finals. He was beaten in a Pro Tour final by Rob Cross, only in a deciding leg as well. Response from the Diamond. Yeah, there it is. That is his third 180. Ooh.
78.
Good last dart, important last dart from Mervyn King. Does give him a makeable finish, albeit a big one.
Yes, it'd be great to see that 51-year-old Mervyn King making his way back up the rankings and getting to the business end of a few more tournaments again.
Mervyn, you require 148.
Well, he was a long way behind in this leg, Ian White. But the last 2 visits, he's hit 5 treble 20s with 6 of the darts.
92.
And it is giving him a real opportunity. Now, that 106 from Mervyn King was massive. But this 74 is a huge, huge visit. Perfect first dart. Double 8. Absolutely stunning comeback in that leg from Ian White. And he is playing darts, but if he continues to maintain this kind of level, over the course of today, Ian White could well claim his first Euro Tour title. I know it is Michael van Gerwen, the all-conquering Michael van Gerwen, who awaits the winner of this one in the quarterfinals. It will be the opening quarterfinal this evening here in Saarbrücken. But as we said earlier, Ian White can beat anybody playing like this. He beat Michael van Gerwen in a final on the tour 6-0 last year. MVG will be the favourite whomever he plays. But Ian White could do this if he carries on. However, he's got to see off Mervyn King, and that is a 5th maximum for the King. He is not done just yet. Look at that, 116 darter. Everything else in 5 visits to the board, apart from the 3rd and 7th leg, where they only took 4. Outstanding level of darts.
And if Ian White does get through and maintains this standard, Michael continues what we just saw in his performance against Adam Hunt, where you really won't want to miss that quarter-final this evening.
Certainly won't. And just as an aside, once again, it is a 7th meeting between these two, and in all 7 of them, Ian White has taken at least 5 legs of Mervyn King. In 5 of the previous 6, Ian White wants to take a 6th and won the game. But Merv, once again, it's another clutch finish. Can Merv take it out? Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone treble 14 for tops, though. Well, fascinating. And it leaves him the ball, and I don't really understand it, I have to say.
Require 111.
Treble 14 would have left double top. Bullseye for double 16 would be the traditional route. It gives Merv a chance at his favourite double. And if he hits the 25, it's 17 for tops. In the end, he's left himself a very, very tricky shot on the bullseye to stay alive. And Ian White, treble 17 will give him a match dart.
79.
So a lifeline from Mervyn King.
25.
This has to go, you feel. Double 8. Stay alive.
17.
Oh, he can't hit it. And Ian White is poised
32.
on double 16 for the match. Impressive display from the number 8 seed.
Ian White has only missed 5 darts at double over the whole tournament. That is number 6. He can't really understand it. Just taking a moment. He's been lethal right the way through this game. He is averaging 108, Ian White. And he's moving way over to the right-hand side. He's practically in Luxembourg there.
The score.
Wow.
Mervyn to require 8.
Well, key moments in this match. Double 2. And he hits double 2.
Mervyn King, 10th leg.
And this 3rd round match at the German Darts Open goes on a little bit longer, and
yeah, and
21.
That takes some guts, Ian White, having felt that that quarter-final spot was there. He already had it in his pocket. He was already thinking about walking off stage and preparing for MVG later. Hadn't been missing doubles right the way through the weekend. Misses 3 in a row. But then responds with 1-2-1. Oh, he's right there with him. Oh, now a couple of high ones.
60.
And a low one. And this could all change if Mervyn King can find a break. He's not been able to break the Ian White throw at all in this match. But if he can find a break or throw here,
96.
he will be throwing in the decider. And as well as Ian White has played with his almost 106 average right now, Mervyn King is averaging just short of 100. Pretty much what he's done all the way through the weekend. It was enough to see off Robbie Green. It was enough to knock out Kim Huybrechts, a 2-time Euro Tour winner.
140.
Ian White poised on 180. What Merv wouldn't give for his 6th maximum right now.
Some running repairs on the darts before stepping up to the Oki.
92.
Not quite enough for the King. Both men just outside the danger zone where they can take it out, and Ian White needs to stay straight, and this is perfect. Very, very high, Ian. You're better off out the board than anywhere near that treble, and very high indeed. He hits the double. And it means that after 12 darts, Ian White has left double 10. He is averaging almost 107 to book his place in the quarterfinals to face the world number 1 Michael van Gerwen. Double 10 for Ian White. And it's there. Ian White records a 6th victory against Mervyn King. They've only met 7 times. He now goes up against the best player in the world in the opening quarter-final tonight. Ian White beat MVG in a Pro Tour final last year 6-0. And if he continues to play at this level, an average of 107 almost today, following up the 103 through yesterday, he has more than a puncher's chance of doing something special and claiming his first Euro Tour title this evening. We're going to turn our attention to the second quarter of the draw, same half of the draw here with the Happy Bet German Darts Open, as Simon Whitlock, a former European champion, looks to deny Rob Cross on his Euro Tour debut a place in the final session of action. Ian White, see?
With the water, right, when you do the dab. I just said average of 106. Very good match.
Yeah, we're improving from yesterday and last week. And that's the main thing. It's not the average, it's the winning. And he's been doing well, so yeah, I knew he had a tough game.
The number 1 of the world is waiting in the quarters, Michael van Gerwen. Have you heard about him? No. But you beat him 3 times. Is it important to know, yes, I can beat him?
Oh, definitely. I've won 3 times. He's won about 15. But yeah, you know, you can go up there and do it. We've just got to keep doing the 103, 106 average, and hopefully you get a shot with Michael. You know, he can step over to 111, and we know he can. But we just got to, you know, play
against Michael, that he's not able to play the match in front.
Definitely, you know, you want your first 3 darts to be at 180, and you know, when but yeah, you want to try and stay in front of Michael, but you know, there's not many of us do that. But you know, I can say I'm one of them.
It's always easy to say from me, you know, from my side. Thank you very much, Ian. See you later again. Ian White! Der Mann mit dem Depp.